Hi, I'm Ellory Wells from ElloryWells.com, and I help entrepreneurs, bloggers, podcasters, small business owners get started online in cost-effective and cost-efficient ways. And today I want to talk about email marketing. And if you have been in business at any amount of time, or if you've been blogging even just a couple weeks, you have heard people say the money is in the list. You have heard people talking about the value of having an email list. But not a whole lot of people talk about the best email marketing services for beginners or for intermediate people or for even the advanced users. And we're going to talk about that today. I've got the top 10. I'm going to lay them out in the order I think that they deserve to be in. We're going to look at pricing for each one and help simplify some of the things that you might want to look at or consider when making a choice for which email marketing service that you are going to use in the next few months or over the course of the next several years as your blog and your business continues to grow. But before we do that, let's ask the question, why is email marketing so important? Well, first, anytime you want to log into a social media account or you want to create a new Facebook or Twitter account, what do you have to do? Well, you have to sign up with email. Even though people spend so much of their day on Facebook and Twitter and these things, email is how they are all connected. And if you were going to host an event or you wanted to send out a coupon, or worse, if you even wanted to have a product recall, how are you going to do that? Well, the answer is you're not going to send everybody a tweet and you're not going to send everybody a Facebook message. You know, not only do those services not allow you to do that in bulk, but, you know, there's no real way to do that. It's not very effective for your time. Sure, you can put up a Facebook message and a Twitter message and a post up on LinkedIn, but email is still the best way that you can communicate with the people who are in your community, who have opted into your list, and who have said, hey, I'm interested in staying in touch with what you are doing. So that's why email marketing is so important. And just as you watch this video, in case you are wondering, I'll put a link to where I have outlined all of this information. Plus, there is a link to each one of these services in case you would like to check it out. Some of those are affiliate links, but they are only affiliate links for the products that I recommend, the ones that I have used in the past or have close friends or partners who have used and recommend. So I'm not going to steer you wrong. I just want to give you valuable information so that you can get started in moving in your blog, your business, your podcast, or whatever adventure you seem to find yourself on. So what are the top 10 email marketing services? Well, before we go into each one and have the details and review, let's go down the list of what I think are the ones that you should give the most attention to. Well, first off, at number 10, coming in at the lowest, the one that I recommend the least and I believe provides the least amount of value is Constant Contact. Providing a little bit more value, Campaign Monitor. Coming in at number 8, Ontraport. Number 7, Mad Mimi. Number 6, Infusionsoft. Number 5, Aweber. Number 4, MailChimp. Number 3 is actually the MailChimp Pro or paid account. They're so different that I had to categorize them as pretty much different services. Number 2, GetResponse. And number 1, coming in with the most value for the dollar and the most ability to scale with you as you grow, is ActiveCampaign. Now, let's go in and take a closer look at what each one of these do. And we'll just cover the top 3 as I think they're the ones that you should spend the most time on. The link to all of the details, the checklist, and the grading system, again, will be below this video. But let's start with MailChimp Pro and Paid. Why is it so popular? Why does it come in at number 3? Well, here we are on MailChimp's site, and here's why I think MailChimp has some of the most value. It is one of only 2 email marketing services that offers a free plan, and it's better in leaps and bounds than the other one. The other one is Mad Mimi. With a free plan on MailChimp, you can get up to 2,000 subscribers and send something like 12,000 emails. And it is the perfect place for beginners. Everybody needs to start out, if not stay with, MailChimp. So when we're talking about the top three, and MailChimp takes up spots 3 and 4, why is MailChimp coming in at number 3? What is it so great that makes it into the top of the list? Well, they offer a free trial. Of course, they have a free plan, but not even all of the top 10 have a free trial. So that's a check mark for it. That's a plus. The next one is they offer the free plan. They remove the barrier for getting started, or they really make a nice place for beginners to start out. Or the next reason why I recommend MailChimp Pro is they have autoresponders. And autoresponders are simply a follow-up email that you can send out to your subscribers after a certain amount of time, say 2 days, 3 days, a week. And if you pay for credits, you don't even have to pay on a monthly basis with MailChimp Pro. You can pay and get credits that reduce your cost to something like 3 cents an email or less. You can send emails to your audience as it grows and pay literally pennies instead of paying a larger monthly fee that some of these other services recommend. For example, Infusionsoft starts at $200 a month. Entreport starts at $300 a month, and they are in the bottom half of these services. Or the next reason why I recommend MailChimp Pro is they have a split testing option. You can split test titles, you can split test different times of day, and I'm going to click over here to the features section of their site and scroll through here. And here you see a list of all of MailChimp's features. And you see over here in the bottom left-hand corner under Analytics, you see A/B split testing. And that's one of the big features that I'm a huge fan of and everybody should be implementing in their business is split testing. Does blue buttons work better than red buttons? Or does this page work better than that page? Because you always want to be testing and finding what works best for you, what works best for your audience, and ultimately converts more people from interested to involved and from involved to invested into your products. MailChimp also offers a mobile app. They offer unlimited sends on the Pro plan. The free plan has up to 12,000 sends per month, and they have an affiliate program. One thing that we bloggers really like to do is cover our costs, and anything that has an affiliate program, I am generally an advocate of because it's a way to get paid or compensated for sending out information that generates revenue for that business. So I'm a big supporter of affiliate programs, and just as a disclosure, not all of the services that are on this top 10, so there are some that have affiliate programs that I didn't join. I could have, but I didn't because I've never tested their software, and ultimately, therefore, I can't endorse it because I have never tried it, and I wouldn't want to steer you in that direction. MailChimp also has a medium skill required to get everything connected. That's pretty common. I wouldn't let that steer you away because most of the services have a medium skill requirement, and that just means you have to be willing to learn or pay somebody to learn how to do it so that you can get started on these services. Now, one of the major criteria that I wanted to include in this review and in this top 10 list was the integrations that are included or that you can get with these email marketing services. And there are there's a ton of integrations out there, but the ones that I wanted to focus on are some that I use and some that I see on extremely popular sites out there, and just narrowed down to what I thought were the 3 most popular. So MailChimp integrates with OptimizePress, it integrates with SumoMe, and it integrates with Lead Pages, and you can get started with MailChimp as low as $10 a month, and of course you can give it a free trial if you go to MailChimp.com, and if you are interested in using my affiliate link, you can find that in the notes below this video, or I'll throw it up here on the screen real quick. Coming in at number 2 is GetResponse. Now, if you go to the GetResponse homepage, it will look something like this, and having used it for several months myself, I used MailChimp for a couple years. I used GetResponse for a couple months. You will see some of their hottest features here on their homepage. They claim to be the world's easiest email marketing, and I would say that they do a pretty good job of making things easy. And here's why I switched from Aweber to GetResponse in the beginning of 2015. I really wanted conditional autoresponders. I wanted the ability to do something different or treat someone slightly different based on the actions that they took with my emails or the actions that they took on my website. And GetResponse will allow you to do that with some of their goal creations and goal setting. Now, I will tell you that the goals, they were a little bit complicated. I couldn't quite get them working, which is why they come in at number 2 instead of number 1 on the services here. But they have an easy drag and drop email editor. They have autoresponders where if you want to change the days, it's really easy to just drag that email message to a different day, and you can see a nice calendar view of when you're going to be sending those autoresponders. One thing that I also really liked about GetResponse is that you can choose the time of day to send those emails. Some of the other services do that, but GetResponse made that extremely easy. They also have 24/7 chat support, which I also like because sometimes, as we entrepreneurs do, we work late into the night. So how does GetResponse scale? On a 5-point scale, they had a 4.5. MailChimp Pro was also a 4.5, but I preferred GetResponse, so somebody had to be number 2. Although technically it could be a tie for number 2, but then it would also be a tie for number 3 between MailChimp and MailChimp Pro. So it's kind of a moot point. So GetResponse, do they have a free trial? Yes, they do. You can sign up for a free 30-day email trial. Do they have a free plan? No, they do not. Their plans start at $15 per month. Do they have autoresponders? Yes, they do, and they are easy to set up. And I skipped this one on MailChimp, but I wanted to know if another criteria that I judge is, do they have a CRM, a client relationship management tool built into it? And as you grow your business and you want to start tracking people and your prospects and converting them again from interested to involved to invested, you want to be conscious of a CRM, but neither MailChimp nor GetResponse include a CRM. GetResponse also has a mobile app. They have unlimited sending, and yes, of course, they do have an affiliate program. If you're interested in GetResponse, you can use this link right here, and we'll both get $30. It's a service that I've used and recommended for months, and even though I still don't have this service, I recommend them. The skill required for GetResponse is relatively low. There was not a whole lot of confusion on my part on getting started. I did use their chat service quite a bit in the beginning, but it was just getting used to how they did things in their service. But it's very easy to use, and I would not say that it was necessarily complicated. It may be on the low to medium instead of just low skill side, but most of these systems, it has to do with growing your business, so there is a slight bit of complexity that goes into it. Integrations, GetResponse will integrate with Optimized Press, SumoMe, and Lead Pages, and they start at $15 per month. So MailChimp was $10, GetResponse is $15, and then I'll tell you what ActiveCampaign is, and they score again a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and they are one of my top recommended services for emails. If we wanted to look at their advanced features page, you can see that here. Of course, the email creator, the newsletter directory. What is nice is you get some images from the iStock photo. You can integrate with social and nice analytics, who opened what, those kinds of things, A/B testing, responsive email design. One thing that is unique about GetResponse that you won't find with most of these other services are these landing pages. You can go in and edit their templates that they have created, and you can have a hosted landing page, similar to what Lead Pages does. Your landing page sits on their server. You can do the same thing with GetResponse, and their basic plan includes a couple of those. I don't think you get unlimited, but it's pretty nice, and I have used it a couple times myself. So who is number one? Who did I vote on this scale the number one email marketing service? Well, that, my friends, is ActiveCampaign. Now, before we go through the scale of and the grade of how I decided that they should be number one, let me do a brief amount of explaining. So ActiveCampaign is what I was looking for as I started generating revenue with my blog. As I started doing coaching and private mastermind groups and selling ebooks, I knew I needed a way to move people, again, from this interested in what I was doing through the funnel to involved in what I was doing. They were downloading resources, and then it finally invested in my business and in themselves and paying me for coaching, masterminds, and ebooks, like I mentioned. And I was wanting to be able to segment my lists. I wanted to be able to target people based on actions they took with my emails and on my website. And I probably wouldn't have looked at some of the services that I tested out had I found ActiveCampaign first. Since moving and using their service, I've been extremely happy with the support. They're based out of Chicago, Illinois, here in the United States, and they are real people that are interested in making their service better. And just by looking at some of their older support documentation, this service is drastically different than it was 2, 3, or 4 years ago. So if you used to use ActiveCampaign, or maybe you looked at it for your business and maybe you didn't think it was the right fit, I encourage you to take a look now, because the screenshots from then versus what I see now are night and day different, and they have really put a lot of time and effort and investment into making ActiveCampaign what I believe is the best email marketing service that you can get for your business, and especially for your beginner or small business, because it will not only scale with you, but it could handle all of the things that a large or larger business might want to do. So let's take a look at ActiveCampaign. So here's their landing page. If you go to my affiliate link, again, you don't have to, but here are some of the things that I really enjoy about ActiveCampaign. Email marketing, that's a no-brainer. That's the ticket to entry. But the marketing automation and the sales automation and CRM. Here's a screenshot of something that is very similar to what I created just today. And it's going to scroll through here, but I was able to go through, and with some of the integration that they offer for my website, I can tag people who have visited my coaching page. I can tag people who have visited my mastermind page. And if they do that a certain number of times, or if they take a certain number of actions, I can tag them with something and then have the system send me an email and say, hi, you might want to follow up with Susan because Susan did XYZ on my website. No other system that I've mentioned up until this point can do that. Some of the more expensive services can do that, but as we'll go through it when we look at the checklist, those other services, the ones that are more expensive, don't offer as many features as ActiveCampaign, and the price, which I think will also blow you away. So that, for those reasons, the sales and CRM, I really like ActiveCampaign. And lastly, and we'll talk about specific integrations, but with Zapier, which is a free tool, they will allow you to integrate with almost any service that you want. So they have a really powerful bit of software that runs their company, and I've been pretty happy with what I have seen so far. So how do they score? On the 5-point scale, how do they score? Well, let's go down the list. On the 5-point score, I gave them a 5 out of 5, even though there were 2 areas that they do not get a check mark. I still gave them a 5 out of 5 for overwhelming me with value in a couple other places. Do they offer a free trial? They sure do. Do they offer a free plan? No, they don't, but that's okay, and we'll get to that here in just a second. Do they have autoresponders like you wouldn't believe? It is incredibly easy to set up an automation and deliver those autoresponders to people at a level of accuracy that is almost unheard of and definitely unseen in some of these other services that are available out there. Is there a CRM included? Yes, there is. Do they have a mobile app? No, they do not. And as much as I would love to knock them for not having a mobile app, I didn't, even though I do love my mobile apps. Do they have unlimited sends? They sure do. Do they have an affiliate program? They sure do. What is the skill required to work with ActiveCampaign? Well, it's medium as well, and it's maybe on the high side of medium. If there was a low, medium, and high, there wouldn't quite make it to the high, but it does take a little bit of knowledge of what you want to do with your email system to understand how to use ActiveCampaign. Not necessarily any more than some of the other features or the other services, but once you start getting into the CRM and automation, you have to play with it to figure things out. But at the same time, while you do play with their tools, you really begin to understand the power of the system, and it's pretty incredible. So what kind of integrations do they have when it comes to Optimize Press, Sumo Me, and Lead Pages? They are 100% compatible with all of them. And honestly, I had an issue getting GetResponse to integrate with Optimize Press. You can always paste in HTML code, but somewhere there was a hiccup in the API connection, and I was having some issues. So they do integrate, but full disclosure there, I had some issue. I've had no issues whatsoever with ActiveCampaign. So why am I okay with them not having a free plan? Well, here's why. And before I tell you exactly why, I want to make sure you understand that I try to find the lowest cost ways to do most things. As I mentioned before, I pride myself on helping entrepreneurs and business owners get started in cost-efficient and cost-effective ways. So I'm not generally one to recommend someone dive into an expensive solution. When you look at $10 a month for MailChimp, $15 a month for GetResponse, that's not too bad, or even a $19 a month for Aweber. But here's where ActiveCampaign, all of those things that I talked about, the automations, the tagging, we can't do deals in the CRM for this price, but all of that is at $9 a month. I think that's just an absolutely incredible value. When I saw that, I didn't really hesitate to jump on that, and think that there's very few value added services for the money that can come close to that. So you can start with ActiveCampaign at just $9 a month. So the fact that they don't have a free plan, I think for $9 a month, which you'll spend more than that if you go and you get a big drink and fries at Wendy's, for $9 a month, no other service can really offer the value for the dollar, especially when you look at how much these other services cost that offer similar features like Infusionsoft or Entreport, which they both have CRMs, they both have autoresponders, but they don't have split testing. They don't have unlimited sends. They do have affiliate programs, but they're really quite advanced to get started, and I think they're getting long in the tooth. I see people migrating to ActiveCampaign. As much as people move to Infusionsoft, they're moving to other things because Infusionsoft is due for a software update. But here's the real kicker on those. When you're looking at, they've got all of the integrations, they've got all of the things that we talked about and the check marks. Infusionsoft has a startup cost of around $1,000, and they cost $200 a month. Entreport doesn't have a startup cost, but it starts at $297 a month. So compare ActiveCampaign, $9, automations, autoresponders, the ability to scale with the CRM, which is 50 a month. It really makes it hard to justify paying Infusionsoft $1,000 to get going and then $200 a month or $300 a month for Entrepreneur. So there you are. Those are the top 10 email marketing services of 2015. I'd be interested to see how that all changes in 2016. Be wondering if they do it all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ellory Wells. You can find more about me at ElloryWells.com. If you want to find the link to get some more details about this video and which one of these is right for you, plus a description of what to look for as a beginner, what to look for as an intermediate person or business, and then what to look for when your business has grown and is thriving, go check out the link below this video and you will see a URL, ElloryWells.com/email top 10. That link will be right below this video. Check it out, how I graded them, and I'll throw in a bonus download that will give you a more detailed look at each one of these services, what I like about each one of them, even the big expensive ones, and what I don't like about some of them, even the top 3. So head over to the link in the show notes, ElloryWells.com/email top 10. Grab that download. I'll send it to you. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Have an awesome day. Good luck to you. And I hope you've been empowered and equipped.